What's up, everybody? Welcome to Top Growth Financial. Today I wanted to talk about Rivian Automotive because this has been one of the craziest IPOs I've ever seen. It just absolutely skyrocketed once it launched at an IPO price that I thought was a little overvalued, as is. Actually, extremely overvalued. I mean, in their press release, they were talking about potentially getting up to $1 million per quarter in revenue, and they're valued at over $100 billion right now. So right now, Rivian was obviously in a huge bubble just a couple days ago. It's starting to pop though, and I think it's just going to continue to go down. And I wanted to explain to you why I think it's going to continue to go down, going over fundamental factors and some technical analysis. So let's start with the technical analysis side and show you guys the chart. So looking at the 2-hour chart here, you can see from the beginning when it IPO'd, it just shot right up all the way to almost $180. And it stayed in the strength zone that whole time. But when it hit the top, it dropped down, broke the strength zone, and it kind of is in a descending flag chart pattern here, which probably means it's going to have a little jump here soon, but then just plummet right after that. I don't know why people saw this bubble, this company that has absolutely no revenues, and they just thought, hey, this looks like a great company to get into. I'm just going to hop right in. Really makes no sense to me. But that's what you're seeing with a lot of companies right now, and I think that includes Tesla and Lucid and all other EV stocks that are just in this massive bubble at the moment. And you can see the relative strength index has been down significantly, along with any other technical indicator that I could bring up, which just goes to show you this bubble is pricked. And if you can get out, get out. I would not say this is a buying opportunity. I think that this is just going to continue to drop for a while, especially because they really don't have anything going on for them right now besides the fact they just made a ton of money off this IPO. So as you can see from that technical analysis, I hope you can understand that this is just the worst possible time to get into something like this and really anything else in the EV industry, but specifically this stock because it has really nothing going for it. After it jumped up after its IPO, it was actually valued as the third largest automaker behind Tesla and Toyota, which absolutely makes no sense. They haven't sold a single car and they aren't even looking to sell any cars for quite some time now. They're in the developmental stage, so they really have absolutely nothing going on for them. It's mind-boggling to me. But I think many investors are starting to realize that now. They're getting out. They just saw that this stock went up way too quick, and they're pulling out their profits, meaning those that got in at the beginning when it IPO'd, not the people that got in at $180. That I feel sorry for those people. Sorry, not sorry, actually. I mean, it's just the worst decision you could possibly make. And valuing this company is going to be a very difficult task for investors, although I think over time, they will be able to assign a proper valuation to it, and it's going to be way lower than it even is right now. Way lower. So speaking for the future, I think that there's going to be a way better buying opportunity for this. And if you wanted to get in, if you like the EV sector, I would wait for them to be properly valued at some point. I wouldn't get in right now. It would just be an awful decision, in my opinion. But in the future, I think there's going to be way better buying opportunities, and the EV sector is full of potential. I mean, there's going to be a lot more EV cars on the road in the future as you see all these countries kind of pushing towards greener energy and getting those EV cars on the road. Rivian is also backed by Amazon and Ford, which makes its success a lot more likely just because you have those two huge companies with a lot of business experience backing them, and also they have a ton of capital to put into it for the future. One positive that you could take away from this whole situation is that Amazon already ordered 100,000 vehicles from Rivian to help its e-commerce fleet just be greener and be more friendly to the environment. But even with that being said, Rivian's road to revenue is definitely a bumpy one. It's going to be a wild ride, and I look forward to seeing where it goes in the future, but definitely not a buying opportunity right now with this dip. It is not a dip. It's going to be a crash for this stock. And I can say that with confidence because we don't know what these revenues are even going to look like once it starts delivering its vehicles to its customers. And also I realize that these companies need a lot of capital at the beginning stage of their business to be able to make these cars because it's a very expensive process to build these plants and be able to produce these electric vehicles. But at the same time, I think this is going to be a very wild ride for shareholders of Rivian. And if you continue to buy in, it's just going to be a very bumpy road to profitability in the future. But I definitely think that there is potential for Rivian to make it as an EV manufacturer because they're backed by Amazon and Ford. But other than that, I just don't see how you could look at this company and say, ooh, I want to be an investor. But what I would say is if you really believe in the EV industry, looking into lithium or other precious metals that are in these batteries would actually be a very good thing to look at, just because there's going to be so many more EV car manufacturers using these products to make their batteries. So if that's something that interests you, I would definitely take a look at some of those companies. Maybe I can make a video on that in the future, but there's definitely some good options and ETFs out there for those commodities. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you found it helpful, and just hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I really would appreciate that. We come up with great content all the time. We just try to keep you guys updated with what's going on in the stock market as much as possible with our schedules. So thank you for watching, thank you for supporting, and have a wonderful rest of your day.